Welcome to gear repair the stupid way. Dunk, 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 dunk. So, I made a video on Reddit, I made a post on Reddit where I did a similar thing. I remachined 2 gears that were built up with weld, similar to the other 2. This one's heat treated, case hardened or whatever. Doesn't matter, it's gone now. And that's just MIG wire. The very root looks like it's done with TIG. I don't really fucking know. They annealed the whole fucking thing. This is solid though. The other 2 that I did were hollow, so the welding on the hollow ones had made it oval. The weld had pulled the ends in, per se. For something that like this, it's solid. It's a little bit less susceptible to warping, but it still is going to warp. The weld is, you know, lengthwise along here. It's curling everything up, so it's doing a sort of a this. It's pulling this end up, but you know, I don't care. Nobody cares. We're just living in the moment here.
A few moments later.
So here we are. As you could probably tell, I have voted against the slaughter solution, and I am going with a traditional gear cutting solution with my smorgasbord of older than Christ gear cutters. And I'm going to be doing that on the Cincinnati, 1943 Cincinnati. So I don't actually have the proper gear cutter because it's completely proprietary. I was hoping to use something big like this 2DP, but that's not going to happen. So I went with 4DP, and I'm going with a number 2 4DP cutter. So I'm going to kind of go back and forth on the root a little tiny bit here, and then the side profile, I'm gonna have to do either side of it, and the side profile actually is pretty well fucking perfect. So I do the root, and then I do the side profile on both sides, and then oh god, I should be done, and I can fucking go back to doing normal things. Yeah. Fucking kill me. So some of you may be wondering how you chase an already cut gears. You line them up. If you set yourself up, you know, your proper divisions, and you know, if you can't quite line it up, you know, if it lines up somewhere in between 2 points, you know, if it's not here and it's not here or whatever it is, you can turn this an arbitrary amount, you know, loosen this off, turn it a little bit, and try it again. Or, Cincinnati already thought of this problem and found a solution on these index plates. There's a little catch here, and the bottom of these plates are serrated. So you can turn this a little tiny bit, which would be, you know, half of that, or 3/4 of that, or whatever of that, so that you can you know, synchronize it properly. So this is the setup as I have set up right now. And I'm working off of the tooth before, or the root before, and the root after, and going from there. So we'll see what that looks like very shortly. There it is, the first gashing pass to the root. Go, baby, go. So I reached a point where I got to start doing the sides. So for now, I'm just going to keep it, you know, centered on the root, and I just fucking move the cross slide in over this way. I'm going to do it in 2 parts, addendum and then dedendum. Addendum, I'm just going to keep it as is, go from this side, and then do the other side. I'm just lining enough off the existing tooth here when I go to do the Addendum, I need to, it's 3 turns and 8 spaces on 24 circles, so I'm going to go, 3 turns, 8 spaces, but I might go, 10 spaces or 11 spaces, or whatever it works out to be, just to get this rotated just a little bit more, and that'll give me the room I need to get down into the bottom, and that's how I'm going to do that. But for now, I need to do the sides, or the addendum, in order to fully gash the bottom, because I've rubbed on the side here, so I need to do that first. But it's getting there.
So I'm kind of just stitching this in right now because I forgot, but I wanted to go into more detail about how I was lining it up and doing measurements and what have you. So I'm going to go to the diagram. It's going to pop up right about now. So I labeled the bad tooth as red on here for an example. And so basically what I was doing was I was measuring with my calipers across 2 of the good teeth, like so. And, well, you can measure across 3 or whatever. And comparatively checking that against each opposing face that I was machining on that one specific tooth. As well as using a gear tooth vernier towards the end. Basically, this is like, I'm sure there's a technical term, this is like chordal pitch essentially. But so when I was lining it up, it was all by eye. I just kind of had the one of the teeth facing basically directly down, and then lining it up by eye like that, and then zeroing everything out, and then leaving about 10 thou on my cross slide. So when I did my initial roughing pass, I measured it, and as long as I was plus something, it's going to be less than 10 thou because it's like a chordal measurement, so it's not linear. It's around like 3 or something, I think 3 or 4. It's hard to say. But I knew that I still had more to go, so I'd shave off a little bit, and that's how I did it. And I got it fairly close enough. It doesn't matter. And yeah, checking with the gear tooth caliper at the very end to make sure at least I got the thickness bang on was the cherry on the cake, we'll say. So we'll get back to it.
So I got the addendum on both sides. Oh shit, let's go over here. I got the addendum on both sides done. It's starting to look like a gear tooth now. Wow, look at that. The crest is a little bit thinner than the other ones, and that's because 2 reasons. It's a little bit high, like the diameter is a little bit big, like at that point, and also because when I had set this up, in order to get the addendum to the pitch diameter involute good, I put a little bit of extra curve up that way along the crest. So the crest is a little bit thinner than it should be, but I also don't give a fuck. So, make it yourself, basically. Now I gotta do the addendum, and I think what I'm probably gonna do, I'm going to half up my index and center the crest on the cutter, and I think that's probably gonna be enough angle to do that. Now, see what happens. So in terms of splitting a spacing, or splitting an index, we'll say, this particular gear is 12. So it's 24, 3 turns, 8 spaces. A good way to set up this would be to, if you needed to split, your division, you double it. So if I was doing like a 12 tooth, I'd do my spacing for 24 instead. It works out really good for this because 24 is also on a 24 circle. So for this example, I'm already in the center of the root. So we're going to go 1 and 16 spaces. Now it's already set up for 3 and 8. So this is really simple actually. So we go 1, right? And then, fuck, this is hard to do with one hand. 8. Now I just move my sector arm again. That's another 8 spaces, which is 16. Woo! Look at that. Crazy. Math is cool. There you go. And bam.
One eternity later.
Now I'm just cleaning up the Addendum. Pretty well fucking blended in almost perfectly. And I gotta do a little back and forth action on the root there. And it's pretty well done. And here it is in all its curvaceous glory. Like I said, the crest is a little bit, it's like, I don't know, whatever. It looks the part, you know? Some of the weld kind of went into this up to about almost the pitch line, really. So I had to, and there's a lot of splatter and spatter there too. So I had to polish all that up and file it again. But yeah, I mean, will it work? Maybe. I really don't fucking care. You know, it's not my fucking problem. Anyway, have fun. Goodbye.